I don't see how carrying the dread in the country is a problem.
Lagos State, you're worse.
Let me tell you something. Where you have your property is where your mind will be.
Well, for me, I think this is totally unacceptable. The essence of democracy is we should all be entitled to some level of freedom. Yeah. So this has beaten the whole idea of democracy. We should have one voice to speak. We should have the freedom to be who we are. Yeah. So basically, as Southerners, we should be able to say no to some things that we feel is not right. So I think this is not right. I feel it's creepy for us to have such kind of rule that is enforced on us. No. It's totally unacceptable.
I think the herdsmen, government need to deal with them. It's a threatening. For them threatening with the citizens of Nigeria, they can't force us to do that. You can't force yourself to come to our house. It's not done that way. So if they want to come, there should be a polite way, not that by threatening. That if we did not allow the Mr. President to sign the contract, that they will start sharing blood. It's a bad idea, which means we can't allow the Mr. President to sign the contract. That's just it. We can't even welcome them to our states. We can't welcome them. They've not signed the contract and they are threatening us. What if they not sign the contract? What will come off out of the contract? So we can't welcome them. They should just stay in their states. They should be rearing their animals in their states.
They shouldn't allow them, because the more we allow terrorists in the country, the more things will be happening here and there. So the only things the federal government needs to do is to put a stop to all the calamities that are happening here and there. For instance, I watched a video online yesterday about what is happening in Abuja. You can see the way they are killing innocent souls. So they have to put a stop to it. Though many lives will be lost, but we also have to care about the lives of the citizens. They are terrorizing people. They are going beyond their bounds. They feel life is in their hands. So since the man in government is part of them, so they think they can rule the whole world, rule the country the way they like. So they should put a stop to it.
There's a particular constitution guiding the president. So a statement regarding to threats should not hinder the president or provoke the president to take unnecessary actions. So I feel that there's still some part of the legislature and some of the laws that are guiding cattle rearing in Nigeria, precisely. So I don't think that should be a threat to Nigerians or the president itself. So, and I feel that's just a statement, or I would rather say understatement. So it has nothing to do with the Southwest or could lead to anything. I don't think Nigerians should panic based on any statement or anything.
On the issue of the RUGA settlement, if it is permitted in the Constitution, they should spell it out. Whether the government has a right, that is federal government, has a right to create or to approve the RUGA settlement in all the states. If you could recall, in 1979, during Obasanjo's era, Operation Feed the Nation, there was a land use act that made the federal government to control the land from the ancestors, right? Yeah, some people said the land belongs to government, belongs to God, but God, God created human being, and those human beings that He created, all of us have an ancestral lineage where we settle, where all of us are being begat by our parent. And so therefore, the RUGA settlement issue shouldn't be an issue to, that could have bring a threat to to life of any Nigerians, because life is more than, that is, the life of human being is more than an interest of anybody all over the world. If you look at America, they value the life of their citizen than any interest, the interest of any individual. So the federal government should look at the issue critically under the President Muhammad Buhari. Right? Now let me start an example for you. Sharia's government in the days of Obasanjo. Yes, it's in the constitution that we are in a secular state. So if you want to run Sharias, in your government, you are free. But remember, the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that embodied every one of us, supersede every other sectional law. The Theophilus, one of Nigerian leaders. Yes, no, it's not even a head of state. He's a chief defense, minister of defense then, in the days of Obasanjo, has said it that Nigerians should stand up and defend themselves. Okay, that meaning that we should defend our territory. Right? You can't come to my father's land, although even among us, within ourselves, we still have Miyeti Allah Fulanization among ourselves. Who grab land? Omonile, who grab land from another person. So we have them like that. So what are we talking about?
What I will say about this RUGA settlement issue, I don't really know what is behind it. But it's a thing I would say our federal government, Mr. President, should not enforce on that issue, that it will be on every state. It is a thing that government, federal government, our president should seek the consent of each state, and any state that wants it, they can put it there. But it should not be something that they will enforce in every state.
I don't think even you advise the federal government, they are going to listen to you. Because yesterday or the day before, I listened to channels, a doctor from the northern as well. What he's advising that we should give full plot of our land, we should use very little to farm on it. So we should release it for them, otherwise they will fight us. It's a threat to we. I don't think, even you advise the federal government, they will not listen to it. And those people, the cabal surrounding Mr. President, I don't think they're advising him the right thing to do. We want to believe maybe the president, but what I understand, we don't need to advise the federal government. We just need to take our bull by the horn.
Make you no sign, no. Make you no sign. Those people, Wala people, make you no sign. If they sign, people, they will keep people anyhow, no. They will keep people where? If they sign, say make they give them place, then they can do anyhow.
The president shouldn't sign it. He should try and just, I don't know.
The government shouldn't sign it?
Yes. So far, according to the story we've heard about the Fulani, the herdsmen killing people and stuff, if we should sign it, there will be bloodshed all over the country. Yes, especially in the southwest region also.
Basically, looking at it from the perspective of organized environment or society, where I'm coming from, before you create a law, before you put something into effect, there must be an alternative measures. So the question is, what has been happening before the RUGA proposals, and now what will be the aftermath if the RUGA thing is being implemented? If it's going to be a problem to humanity or to the society, then they should seek for alternative measures, because the cows, the animals living together with the humans, this will not really be ideal. So I don't think they should sign it. And if they don't sign it, and as they are proposing a bloodshed thing, I don't think it's not making any sense. So I think the federal government should have an alternative ways of breeding the cattle or whatever. So they should not sign it.